Are you getting the most out of your moon circle? Hi, it's Laura with Pan Society. Thanks for tuning in. Are you getting the most out of your moon circle? If not, I've got 10 suggestions that can help you make it more meaningful. So, the first one is to honor sacred space. So, sacred space is when we open the circle, we create a bubble around us that separates the mundane from the sacred. And that's really the whole point. Is to step out of our everyday reality into the darkness of the moon, or the light of the moon if you're doing a full moon circle, and seeing what's there. Opening your heart and sharing that energy with other people. And when you bring in things that are not sacred, meaning the mundane, everything is sacred, then you destroy that sacred space. If you're late and disruptive, if you're not in your heart space, all of that sets the tone. So we all set the tone for sacred space. So by keeping that sacred within us, then we make it sacred. And that, of course, makes it meaningful. So number 2 is to start from a place of centeredness. And so with my circles, they tend to be after work. And lots of people are rushing to get there. They're thinking about what to eat, or maybe thinking about that last argument you had out the door at work, or whatever is going on, and you have to get rid of that stuff. It's going to disrupt the sacred space, and it's going to make it less productive and meaningful to you. So maybe take a couple minutes in your car before you come in, or take a couple minutes before the circle starts inside. Get yourself centered, get yourself in moon circle time before you begin. Number 3 is to be present. So stay present. So you got centered, make sure that you stay there. One of the things that gets me out of sacred space, and when we have the co-ed circles, the guys tend to do this more than the women. The women kind of seem to intuitively understand, is that stay out of your head. Be present here in your body, in your heart, in your feelings. The moon is about emotions. This is not the sun circle. The sun circle might be about what do you think? But the moon is about what do you feel? And when you're in your head, it takes you out of your feelings. So be present in your body, be present in the room, pay attention to what's going on around you, underneath the moon, all of that. It's going to help to feed everything that's happening in the circle. And the next one is be okay with feeling. Again, the moon is about feeling. So if you're having this feeling inside of yourself and it doesn't come out, then are you really being present with it? Are you sharing with everybody else? You're really not. So don't have that all to yourself. Be okay with, not to say that you have to share it with other people, but at least allow it to be present in the circle. If it seems right to share it, go ahead and share it, but let it be what it is. That's the whole point of being there, is to have an experience. And if you're not letting yourself have the experience, then why are you there? Another thing is to be in the cycle. So every lunar cycle has its own energy. And that energy doesn't just happen for the 2 hours that you're in circle. It happens for the entire lunar cycle. So, for example, I remember really strongly when we had the transformation cycle of Scorpio, because it was a really, really powerful one for me. But it didn't end when the moon changed. It continued to go on, and that's kind of how it works. If you think of it, it's like having a Lego. So your first moon circle is one Lego, and the next one you get another Lego. So this one Lego is pretty cool, but when you add another one to it, oh, that's something different, huh? And now you have the opportunity to build something else, and then another one, and then it starts to create this whole life. That's the point, is to let it live and let it be a reflection of your life and let it grow, because you don't ever stop transforming. It just adds another layer. The next suggestion is to do you. So no matter what's happening, take it as this is happening for me. So sometimes not happy things happen. Let's say that somebody's monopolizing the circle, or things are just irritating you in the circle. Somebody's voice, you don't like the way their voice sounds. Or, I don't know, you think that the facilitator is wasting too much time. Whatever it is. Let that be a mirror. Hold that up and say, this is the experience that I'm having. This is what I'm meant to have. What does this mean for me? You might be surprised. I've gone back and looked at some of my journals, and at the time I didn't know what was going on, but when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, that was the perfect thing at the time. So everything is happening for you. So just let it be that. Even the irritations. Hopefully it's good stuff, but sometimes it's not. And know that that's all purposeful and it's there for you. The next one is to be intentional. So that's about, deciding to be there, deciding what you're going to share, tapping in, looking here and saying, okay, this is what I want to have this in this circle. So what am I going to share? How much am I going to share? How vulnerable am I going to be? I'll let all of that be intentional. Don't let somebody just lead you by the hand. Sometimes I have people come and they just want me to go, poof, there's your experience. I can't give you an experience. It's up to you to have an experience. I can lead you to the door. I can open the door. You've got to walk through. And if everybody's standing there going, what is it? I don't know. What is it? Then you're not really we are not having an experience, because it's not about the facilitator. The facilitator just creates the space and gives you an opportunity. You got to do that. So let whatever's happening happen and be intentional about it. Say, hey, I'm going to be here to experience what's going on, and then let go of it. The next tip is to be vulnerable, because I think we all come to Moon Circle to feel something, don't we? And if everybody's waiting for everybody else to create that sense of safety, then where's it going to come from? It's got to come from somebody being first. A lot of times I'll see like the women being vulnerable, and then guys will go, whoop, ain't going there. And as soon as a bunch of people start doing that, then everybody goes, whoop, whoop, whoop. And you pop back in your holes, and it's like all the little bunnies have just disappeared. And now it's not as juicy and wonderful as it can be. So if you're allowed yourself to be open and vulnerable, other people will too. And then the circle becomes that, and it stays that, and it can become a really safe, wonderful, trusting place to be. But somebody's got to go first, so let that be you. The next one is to share well. So everything is about you. Everything that happens is about you, but it's also that for everybody. So we're a bunch of little sovereigns having an experience. And part of what makes it that experience is the things that you share, because maybe I need to hear what you want to say. So say it. But don't say so much that other people don't have the same chance to do the same. It's about sharing. Sharing the time, sharing the space, sharing the ability to have a witness, sharing the experience of being the witness. So kind of police yourself. Where am I? Am I sharing well? And finally, take the experience with you. So Moon Circle is not meant to last just for the 2 hours within the circle. It goes on. And it's meant to be part of your life. It's kind of like a time out from life, but it's also part of your life. So if I get this really great discovery in Moon Circle, it's not like I just write it down in my journal and then pack it away. Done. Check that off. Did that thing. No, I'm supposed to do something with it. Did I feel something? Did I have an insight that, hey, I really would benefit from doing something? Do I really need to talk to somebody? Whatever it is, just let it show up in your life. If I am noticing that, hey, I'm really kind of angry, then I need to do something about it. It's just not some idea. So I hope that your moon circles are really satisfying. I'd love to hear about what y'all are doing, because maybe this doesn't sound like anything at all that you're doing, and maybe you're doing something really cool that we can